Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Valzar Gaming. I'm your host, Valthor, and I need to get a new intro. And this is hopefully, maybe, the Yasuo Champion Spotlight that everyone's been waiting for since Season 4 came out, and I've been posting non-stop pictures of my statistics on the Facebook, facebook.com/ValzarGaming, of me. Thank you very much. I didn't even notice it. Of me getting massive amounts of kills every game and dying all of like 2 times. So, I'm going to show all of you how to play Support Yasuo Bottom, something that no low pro player or anyone else professionally has done yet in a ranked game. And this is ranked, by the way. This is not a normal game. And this is how I got to Silver 5 going through here. I played promotionals. I went 7-3, but the thing, I would have gone 10-0, but Yasuo was disabled for a portion of that. And for 3 of those games, I played Leona. So, I lost 2 of the Leona games. So I only lost 1 game as Yasuo in ranked promotionals. And if you've ever played promotionals, you'll know it's just as bad as playing in bronze. And how hard it is to go with a team. You can carry any team out from being in the pit with Yasuo.
Teemo?
Can I kill Teemo? I can kill Teemo. What about him?
No, it sounded like you said I can kill any Teemo.
I can kill any Teemo, because my W blocks all of his abilities. If you time it right, you can't be blinded. You stay on one side of that wall and dance around him. He's dead.
I like that Teemos. I like that Teemos are good Teemos.
The only good Teemo is a dead Teemo.
Oh, I didn't get the ignite.
Kia.
I flashed, but then he immediately flashed.
Okay, so I'm gonna explain my build a little bit. His Q does a lot of damage and it procs for on-hit effects. So early game, it doesn't do that much. It only does about, see, I'm only level 2 and it only does 20 base damage, but it scales 1-for-1 with your AD. So
remind me to stop playing so cocky.
Why? Are you losing your lane? Yeah,
no, but I'm low health. And if I get ganged, I'm dead.
But yeah, his Q applies on-hit effects. You can auto-attack and activate it immediately and then auto again for a big burst, which makes Hydra a pretty key item on Yasuo if you feel like you actually need the damage and you can do it and don't need to build otherwise. But like all of my spotlights, build situationally, and I will be building situationally this game. The E lets you dash to a target, and it marks it, so you can't dash it again until it wears off, which it takes 10 seconds, so make sure if you're going to use it on an enemy champion, you intend to not have to use it again in case they flash. Because if they flash, and you E just before they flash, that pretty much negates the entire effect of their flash.
I am so low, and I don't like this.
I kind of had it really here, but I'm probably going to end up going in on this Jinx and killing her. I want to wait until I get my wall, because I usually get my wall. I actually always get my wall at level 3. Ignore this, what I've done here, because we are pushing and keeping our minions up, so I haven't needed the wind wall. I did try to wind wall when Thresh threw his Q at me, because I'm used to having it, and completely forgot that I don't. So now I have it, but I could have thrown it up there and saved him, but I don't really need to just yet, because I'm waiting for them to push up just a little bit more so I can kill them. Baby. Yes. What's... Oh. So I always start off with a relic shield when going bot lane. Whether I'm with a support or an ADC, it doesn't really matter. He goes really good with aggressive ADCs as a support, though. If you're going with a Sona, you'll be doing Jack all game, and she's just going to leech your experience, and you're going to have a really hard time. Because if your support doesn't do any damage, well, you're just not going to do anything. So, Avarice Blade, definitely a key item on it, so I'm actually going to go back now and grab it right away. I sometimes will get Target's Brace first. Target's Brace is an amazing item, and as you know, before they nerfed it, it was one of the most overpowered things of the new items that they added for Season 4. However, they did nerf it, and so now it executes minions under 200 health and heals your ally by 2% of your maximum health, and gives them all the gold for the kill, plus 10. It's good, gives you a lot of health and a lot of regen, although it does not give nearly as much as it did. But it's still really, really powerful on Yasuo. So after you get the Relic Shield, you can either get a Target Brace, if you're doing a lot of farm, and you feel like you need the extra health. You can get an Avarice Blade, which you will always need to get because Static Shiv is one of his core items. And then you get Berserker Greaves for the movement speed and attack speed. I've seen a lot of people not get Berserker Greaves on Yasuo. I'll see them get Ninja Tabby. I don't know why, because his Q is supposed to have reduced... Yeah, his cast time is reduced by attack speed. So, not only do I have 10% inert cooldown reduction from my runes at level 18, I think it also may affect Steel Tempest. I've never checked that, because it doesn't say that in the tooltip. It's just attack speed. I don't know if it's an exclusive or not. I need someone to confirm that. But the cooldown reduction is good for his W and his E. And at late game, I can use my last breath every 28 seconds, which means that I can kite for days and keep going in and engaging fights even where a team may or may not be present, making him viable for engages as well as kiting around and just doing general posts with his utility, EQ, and Eing out. The Wind Wall does have a very large cooldown, which is another reason I use those runes. Is that it has right now, at my 6.53% cooldown reduction, it's 24.3 seconds, so that's really long. If I use it and I don't get anything off of it and they don't go to cooldown, he has a chance of doing that and actually hitting me and screwing me over for the entire game. If I go negative. Even if you do happen to go negative with Yasuo, you will come back, unless they have a Mundo, Jax. I did ranked ban picks, as you probably saw at the beginning, if I didn't edit it out, and I probably did. But he does have some specific hard counters to him. He definitely doesn't like Kayle, but I wouldn't consider her a hard counter, because if you're careful, you won't have a problem. But characters that you want to avoid at all costs would be Jax, Pantheon, Mundo, I forgot who the other one was. Anyone who has melee, heavy damage, lots of burst. Oh, Kha'Zix. Kha'Zix is the hardest counter to Yasuo I've ever played with, up to this point, next to Pantheon, for the exact same reason as that their kits are the same. They have a lot of attack speed, a lot of cooldown reduction. Pantheon can negate Yasuo's damage, so even if he gets in the first engage, he can't do anything because of the shield negating all damage, and his already naturally high armor and health. So a good way to stop Yasuo from going in, and understanding this is another good part of actually playing as a good Yasuo, is do not go in on someone if you can't do damage to them to begin with. He's very assassinating, and therefore you have to play like them in all stages of the game, even in direct confrontation. You don't want to be taking damage for a long time, and you don't want to be doing damage alone if you can help it. But if you can negate the damage, much like Wukong can when he goes invisible, you will be rolling around the battlefield, and nobody will be able to stop you. So I've also heard the controversy that possibly Fiora is a counter to him. I have never had an instance where Fiora was stronger than me, except for when she gets a drop on me, manages to hit me, and I don't realize she's there. She uses both Qs on me and then ults me. And generally she'll also have a Sheen on top of that, so in that case she might outpoke me, but they would have to build directly for you, and that kind of build on a Fiora does not carry well into last game. Leona is a counter as well, by the way, which is why I usually duel with Luke, who is now currently playing Shen, and has not for a while, and he is doing amazing up there. Wow, you're 3-2. You killed Teemo 3 times?
No, Darius was top. They did a lane switch.
Oh my gosh. We're gonna win this so easy.
Teemo hurts me more though, because he's got that poke. Like, I don't care that I got 4 levels on him. He hurts. Wait, crap, I had 4 levels on him.
Wow. 3 levels on him.
I just realized this.
He just went up
to 6. He still hurts though with his poison.
Yeah. Make sure that he doesn't get a Leandri's Torment and then catch you off guard and do even more. If he goes that route, because I think if he does, you'll be in a big amount of trouble if he goes that Morales. No! Ezreal! Ah! Get out! Oh, he's going in hard on her.
Had to flash for it, but it was worth it. That Teemo.
Okay, I'm gonna go back now for Berserker Greaves, and I'm going to grab that Tarkin's Grace. Because we are staying in lane, we are winning the lane, and we're still farming without really being opposed, but enough that we can't take the tower. So that's when you get the Tarkin's Grace. You don't always go it. Sometimes they just stick the Relic Shield, but this would be the time to keep it. Because, of course, it does give you that extra little bit. So comparing Tarkin's Grace to its previous item, 50 health and 6 HP, it's 175 health and 12 HP regeneration. And it gives you your ADC an extra 5 gold, and instead of being every 60 seconds to get a charge, it's every 30 seconds. And since you know your ADCs have a charge, as Yasuo though, as you'll notice, I am actively taking the CS, and that's just fine because you won't have to worry. Your ADC normally needs the high amount of creep score to be able to do the damage and get their build, but if you're playing Yasuo, you typically don't have to worry about that because your combined damage will be more than enough to take on any opponent you will encounter at any stage in the game. So, my next item is going to be a Static Shiv. Situational item that I may or may not build on this game, I'll have to see, is going to be an Executioner's Calling after the Static Shiv. Because you get the Avarice Blade, you build a Static, and then you get another Avarice, you're able to get that gold for longer. And any crit chance, thanks to Yasuo's passive, which I have not mentioned at this point, he gets Flow, which activates as a situational shield. Not situational. It's a shield. Yeah, it's a shield. The more you move, the more it regenerates. So, you want to get movement speed items on him. Because the more you move, every time I move it goes up. If I stop, doesn't go up. And it'll absorb damage equal to the amount of charge on his flow that he has, only if it's full. And it will last for, I believe it's 1 or 2 seconds. I don't remember. But it's good for absorbing pokes, so if like a Nidalee Spear catches you out of nowhere and you have your flow shield up, and it would normally kill you, you might actually survive it. In that case, I would also get a Hex Drinker as a situational item, which I'm not sure if I'm going to need against Teemo, but because of what he's building, it looks like he might be going for a Hurricane. You better be careful with. Because if he gets Hurricane and the Andres, he's going to be doing too much damage to him.
You see that damage on that Q?
Yes, I did. We're just kind of rolling over their base right now.
We're rolling over their whole team.
I haven't even gotten a kill yet. What a spotlight, huh?
This is just called Steamroll.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, but I love it.
I think I'm gonna actually end up getting a Trinity Force this game. Because his Q stacks with on-hit targets, or on-hit. So, items like Black Cleaver and Trinity Force work great on him. Because if you hit your auto attack Q and auto attack, that's 3 procs of your Black Cleaver already. And the Sheen effect on that Trinity Force applies on his Qs. I'm trying to help him take it. I think he thought I was going to take it. Don't need cooldown reduction at that, he needs it more. So, another thing I failed to notice is that my quints are lifesteal quints. So I get 6% lifesteal, so if I didn't have that, I would say that Vampiric Scepter is an early item build, but I don't like it because it slows him down just a little bit too much in the early game, and then you have a hard time getting your late game items quick enough, which is where he gets all his damage from. Hydra, Trinity Force are definitely heavy damage items for poke. And that's the thing I'm going to do this game, is I'm probably not going to get a Hydra, but get the Trinity Force instead. If they had a lot of health, or not a lot of health, but a lot of armor, which they don't this game, Sejuani's the only one going to get armor, and she's kind of shut down at this moment, so I'm not going to have to worry about that. Damage and health. It looks like their Darius might have rage quit? I don't know.
Jinx just said that.
I'm looking for Sejuani, because I think she's going up the top line. was gonna flash away from that, but didn't have time.
Yeah, that's right. Just me on a rampage. Nothing new.
You're rampaging?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm 6-2.
And meanwhile, I'm 0-0-3 in a spotlight. I almost never not have a kill.
You should have made a Shen spotlight.
Yeah, I
And
should
had
have
me star in it.
What are you going for next? Sunfire?
Yeah. Or Frozen Mallet.
Or Frozen Mallet? Yeah, don't forget to get your boots first before you get Frozen Mallet. You might even want to get a Phage to increase your attack speed every time you hit.
I'm just worried about poke. I'm just using the poke for my Q. 2 Qs and Teemo's at like a quarter health.
I usually
all of them are here.
This first, but I'm poking so hard.
Is that slow is killing me. Blind.
You might have to kill the Teemo.
Yeah, I gotta kill Teemo.
Yeah, he's just gonna back up. Get out. He's watching you. Buy time if you can.
I'm dead. I know it.
You have your ult. If you ult, doesn't it give you a shield too?
Who said anything about needing the ult or dying? This is when I run into a Teemo mush. Actually, I've got a shield.
Infinity Edge is also a core item on Yasuo. As a penalty to having all of his crit chance doubled, he also does less critical damage. I believe it reduces it by 10%. So Infinity Edge would normally do increases it from 200 to 250, but with his Q, as he's getting 10% reduced from 250 to 240, which basically mostly negates the negative effects of that passive. Making it an exceptionally good item to have on Yasuo. And of course, since everything that he has, his Q scales on his damage, which is his main source of damage anyway. It's a core item. You don't always... Sometimes I don't get Infinity Edge, even though I am saying it is a core item, because sometimes you have to go other routes. If they went too heavy AP, I'd have to get them all memories instead. And not worry so much about the crit chance, because by the end of my build, I usually have more than 100% crit chance. I almost always get more than 100%, and I don't have crit runes either. I believe I usually end the game with roughly about 120 to 130 crit chance, depending on where I go. And of course, if I started off with Executioner's Calling, it might be more than that.
Oh, you see that Q not kill him?
Yeah.
See me taking tower like a boss?
I'm not gonna die at that.
And it's 20 minutes.
Yep. We took Nessus by 20 minutes.
They surrendered. Come on, that's lame.
Alright, so thank you for watching this Yasuo Champion Spotlight.